Hi, I'm Alana. Welcome to another video. In today's video, we're doing a get ready with me for church. So, you know the hot air balloons, well the hot weather balloons that go out in the morning to check what the weather conditions are? You might be familiar with them if you live in an apartment like I do. So, I can see them out the window right now, and for several years I thought that those weather balloons I thought that it was just several people going for hot air balloon rides every morning. So every morning for at least 3 years, I thought that's what the weather balloons were. I thought they were people just I thought that several people just went for hot air balloon rides at 7 a.m. every morning. But they're not. They're weather balloons. So, there you go. Now, this morning I do have 2 books to recommend to you. First one is this one called Freakonomics by Stephen D. Levitt and Stephen J. Dubner. So, one of my friends actually recommended this book to me several years ago, and I only just got around to reading it now. But it's such a good book. It's about economics, but he makes economics so much fun. So much fun. For instance, in one page it has the most common, it has the 20 blackest boy names. So this is science. You can't argue with science. So the 20 blackest boy names. The blackest boy name is Deshawn, followed by DeAndre, followed by Marquise, followed by Darnell, followed by Terrell. And then they also have the 20 whitest boy names. So the 20 whitest boy names are Jake, Connor, Tanner, Wyatt, and then Cody. And it also has the most common low-end white boy names are Cody, Brandon, Anthony, Justin, and then Robert. So yeah, it has a ton of those lists, but it's such a good book. Each chapter is written with, examples and stories, and like I said, it's got hard data in it. So it's based on research, and yeah, my friend actually told me to read that book several years ago, but I only just got around to reading it now, and it's such a good book. Even if you're not interested in economics, I would highly recommend reading it, because it's definitely eye-opening and definitely a very fun read. So that's Freakonomics. And then the second book that I have to recommend to you today is called Night Crawling by Layla Motley. So this is a fictional book based in Oakland, which is in California, I think. Oakland is in California, but I might be wrong. And it's about this girl who gets into prostitution to basically be able to support her brother and herself, because their mom was arrested and they went to prison, so they don't have anyone providing for them. And so yeah, she is 17 when she gets into prostitution, and her brother is an aspiring rapper, and so she keeps asking him to get a job, and she's please get a job, I really need you to get a job. And he's no, I'm about to make it, just let me finish this album. And so yeah, it's a really beautiful book. It's actually a New York Times bestseller, and it also won the Booker Prize in 2022. So that is Night Crawling by Layla Motley. And then so I don't have any soft white underbelly interviews to relay to you, but I did actually listen to an interview the other night on a podcast called The Shawn Ryan Show, which I had not heard of before, but it's a very popular podcast. Several of his episodes have over 1 million views. So I listened to this episode with 8 million views, and because I was like, well, this has obviously got to be good. So this episode was with a cybersecurity expert called Ryan Montgomery. And so Shawn Ryan, who's just like another white guy with a podcast, he interviewed this Ryan Montgomery, and he talked about his company called Pentester. And I've actually heard of Pentester because, so here's something you don't know about me. My favorite podcast is actually a cybersecurity podcast called Smashing Security with Graham Cluley and Carol Terrio. And so they often advertise Pentester on Smashing Security. So I had heard of Ryan's company, but I didn't know who he was. So it was really interesting listening to him talk about like how he got into cybersecurity and talk about like his childhood and growing up. And he got into like the rehab industry. Like he owned a rehab when he was only like 22. And then, yeah, eventually he came to specialize in cybersecurity. And he talked about like how he catches child predators online. And so he gave, a demonstration of all the ways in which your technology can be unsafe and all the ways in which people can hack into your technology. And then he talked about like the dangers of child predators online, and he gave a few examples of like stories of how he has caught child predators, and he talked about the ways in which they will often like lure in children online. And yeah, he told some horrific stories. Like he told a story of one guy who was actually in politics, and he was running a child pornography website. And so this Ryan Montgomery lad, I think he's only like 29 now, but he was such a good interview. He was so inspirational. Like imagine owning a rehab at 22, and very smart guy. And he dropped out of school in like year 9, but obviously he still went on to do great things. So yeah, that was good to like actually see who owns the company Pentester and learn about his background. And the interview went for like 3 hours. So if you want to listen to it, you'll have to start listening to it early. Like I started listening to it at 5 because I go to bed at like 8. Thank you for getting ready with me for church today. You're beautiful. You're perfect. I love you. God bless you. If you're new, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.